Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. I am your host, Yuri. Today, we are talking about a very real challenge in international business, emotional management, and burnout. We have a great team here to discuss how working behind the screen affects our hearts and minds. Let's start with the feeling of being alone, even when we are online. When we're working from home, we don't see our friends at the office. Does this make it harder to feel like a team? I would like to know your opinion about that.
The feeling of loneliness has become an important issue in modern workplaces, especially with the rise of remote work and virtual communication. When employees work from home, they often lose regular face to face interaction with their colleagues. This can make it more difficult to build a strong relationship and maintain a sense of belonging with the team. As a result, many workers may feel less connected, which can be weaken team cohesion and reduce collaboration. Even though remote work offers flexibility and convenience, it may also create emotional distance between team members, making it harder for individuals to feel like they are parts of unfinite group.
Thank you, Anoop. It is true that losing face-to-face interaction weakness the team bond. But Rita, can we still feel alone even we are all on call on one day?
Yes, according to me, it happens, and actually, it happens to many people. Talking to people on Zoom all day does not always remove loneliness because loneliness is not just about hearing voices or being around people. It is more about feeling truly connected, understood, and emotionally present with others. On Zoom, many conversations are formal, work focused, and time limited. So people discuss tasks, deadlines, and meetings, and then everyone leaves the call. So there is no often natural small talk, no casual coffee breaks, no sitting together, no real human warmth that happens in physical workplaces. So a person can spend the whole day speaking in meetings and still feel emotionally alone at the end of the day. Sometimes Zoom can even increase loneliness because it creates the feeling of I am surrounded by people but is still alone. You see faces on a screen, but you may still miss real connection, laughter, body language, spontaneous conversations, or simply the feeling of belonging. Especially for remote workers, international students, parents staying at home, or people living away from family, this feeling can become stronger. So, yes, someone can be socially busy but emotionally lonely at the same time. In very simple words, talking to people is not always the same as feeling connected to people. So that is why some people, after a full day of meetings, still sit quietly at night and feel strangely empty.
Thank you, Rita. It's powerful to hear that we can be socially busy and emotionally lonely. This emotional distance often leads to other problems. How we look to our screen. Edwin, we've looked into screen fatigue and its effect on our mood. What did you find?
Yeah, we spend many hours looking at our laptops, and it does lead to screen fatigue and sometimes even affect our mood during work. It's very easy to misinterpret the tone someone is using. Maybe if it is an email, because you don't get to see them face to face. You miss those verbal cues that you and facial expressions that you normally get when you interact with someone one on one. And also, it's very easy to assume or become dismissive because you can't really be able to gauge what is happening around you. So I think that ambiguity often forces people to create a bit of emotional labor, spending hours trying to get what is the intention, if it is an email, without necessarily getting the right context around it. So it is sometimes might lead to panic and stuff like that. I would suggest that the best way around it sometimes is if it is an email or a message that you've sent, it's very important sometimes to just read it aloud, listen to yourself, listen to your voice without rushing into something, and then see if it makes sense, see if the tone is right, and also include a greeting if you're sending an email or a message. It's important to be kind. Sometimes also just pick a phone and speak to someone about it. If it is something that make sure it is clear so that it doesn't leave that room for guesswork and being misinterpreted to what you mean.
I agree, Edwin. Digital messaging can easily misunderstood without a facial expression. Rita, why do this virtual meeting feel so much tiring than being in person?
So, according to me, maybe it's because virtual meetings often make our brain work harder than face to face meetings. In a normal in person conversation, many things happen naturally. We read body language easily, notice small facial expressions, understand tone quickly, and respond without much effort. Our brain also processes this more smoothly. But in virtual meetings like Zoom, the brain has to work extra hard. For example, if we try harder to understand expressions through a small screen, sometimes there is delay in sound or video, which makes conversations less natural. We keep looking at ourselves on camera, which can be mentally tiring. We feel like we must stay on all the time and look attentive. There is less natural movement. We sit in one position for too long, and it becomes harder to interrupt or joke or speak casually. So, all of this creates what many people call Zoom fatigue. Also, in face-to-face meetings, energy feels more natural because human connection is stronger. So, in virtual meetings, even after talking a lot, the interaction can feel mentally heavy but emotionally less satisfying. So the simple reason is virtual meetings make the brain work harder even when the meeting looks easier. That's why after a few online meetings, people often feel strangely more tired than after spending hours meeting people in person.
Excellent explanation. Our brains really do work extra hard through Zoom. Now I'd like to share my own experience regarding the stress of working across different time zones. Me as a student right now, I used to work in a call center from Albania, and I used to work from my home for an American company, and I usually used to work on night shift back in Albania because that's how the time zone works. When it was night time at Albania, it was morning in America. So basically, I need to work through nights when everyone was sleeping and everyone takes a rest. And working across different time zones is a major emotional challenge for everyone. For me, it feels very strange to be in professional meeting while my family is sleeping and everything's around me and environment is just telling me that it's time to rest. And it's really hard to synchronize with the real world at that period that you're working, and it's hard for you to control yourself. This mismatch between my work schedule and my private lives can lead to high stress and feeling of isolated. Because while I'm socially active online, I'm physical and emotional disconnect from my home life. It's really challenge to stay in synchron with a global team. So, Anup, on that note, is it hard for you to turn off work when your office is right in your home?
Well, when my office is at home, there is no physical separation between work mode and personal mode. Normally, commuting creates a psychological transition. you leave work behind, but at home, your laptop might sit just a few steps away from a bed in the living room or constantly signaling unfinished tasks. This blurs mental boundaries, making it harder for my brain to disengage. Yeah, nowadays the time added zones into the mix. If I work with colleagues or clients across different regions, my workday may not have a clear endpoint. I might receive messages late in the evening or clearly in the morning, depending on others' schedules. This creates a sense for being always on, where my brain stays alert in anticipation of the next notification. Even when I am technically off work, part of my mind remains occupied, monitoring, waiting, or planning.
Very true, the borders are disappearing. This is why we need good leaders. Besham, what can a boss do to show they actually care about us from a distance?
Yeah, the boss should be care for the about the employee by creating a friendly and supporting work environment, and they also should listen carefully for employment's ideas, what they present, and also respond to the ideas or instead of the anger. Uh, good boss always regularly talk about the employees and for the different tasks and how they feel in the work environment, and regularly check in balance, and also a different time and different type of helping they solve the problems. They should respect different cultures, background, and personal situation, so that everyone feels included and comfortable. So I think both can be the care with the feel respect and supporting, understanding, and the employee should be the more priority and understanding for the all things. So yeah.
Listening and respect are key a happy team. Clemens, do you think that managers should also take the step to ask about mental health of their employees as well more often?
Yes, I do, because in virtual teams, it is harder to notice signs of stress or emotional difficulties because there's less face-to-face interaction. So if managers ask about mental health more often, it shows they care about their employees' well-being. So it can also make people feel more comfortable sharing their problems. However, managers should be careful to ask in a respectful and non-intrusive way so that employees don't feel uncomfortable.
Thank you very much. I agree. It shows that they care about the human, not just the worker. However, culture plays a role as well. Edwin, does the tone of the email cause stress between colleagues?
I'm saying sometimes the tone can lead to a bit of understanding between colleagues. If someone writes an email that is not clear, they might seem that it might seem that they're being cold or they're being inefficient, and it might lead to a lot of criticism. And sometimes also when that email is misconstrued, it leads to a bit of anxiety, especially also when you're waiting for feedback and you're wondering why someone has not responded to you quickly. Waiting for that email can be stressful. Also, that when the tone is not right, it can also seem that maybe they might seem disrespectful or unprofessional, and this misunderstanding can be avoided, especially if you're having a one-on-one meeting where if anything feels off, it can be corrected very quickly. This stress can reduce collaboration within the department, within the company. It can breed resentment between colleagues, and sometimes it can also affect work that is ongoing. We can avoid this if we at least ensure that we respond to emails on time. We often have calls, so making sure we have one-on-one meetings, follow-up meetings, and also just ensuring that before you press send on that email, you check that the tone is right. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwin. I totally agree with you that the negative BS is very dangerous for the team relationship. Clemens, how can we stay calm when a colleague from another culture is too direct with us?
So we should remember that cultural differences affect communication styles. So what seems to be direct in one culture may be a normal in another culture. So to manage our feelings, it is important to stay calm and not react immediately. So instead, try to understand the person's intentions rather than focusing only on their tone. So we can also ask politely questions to clarify what they meant and explain our own perspective, but with respect.
Thank you, Clemens. Great advice. Focus on intent and not only the tone. To lower stress, we need some fun. So, Basham, what is one simple activity that online teams can do to laugh together?
Yeah, so one simple activity is a virtual team can do to laugh together to reduce stress in the organization. It's the short fun section during online meetings such as the quiz game and the truth and the lie and the virtual bingo on funny storytelling activity. And this activity only take a few minutes but help team member to relax and enjoy each other company. Since virtual work can something feel lonely and stressful, so together helping reduce tension and improve mood. It's also allow the team members to know each other at the better for the personal level, which blends the truth and a strong relation as a manager, as a team member. As a result, communication become easier, team member improvement, the whole team feel like more connected and motivated. Yeah.
Thank you, Basham. Laughing together definitely builds some trust and stronger relationship. And for the final question, I will share my thoughts on the future of global companies and how they will protect our emotions. I am optimistic about the future of global businesses. I believe that companies are starting to realize that emotional health is just as important as productivity. In the future, I will emotional manager will become a standard part of business strategies, not just an extra skill. Companies will use better technology and more empathic leaderships to ensure that remote workers feel connected and supported. Protecting the emotions of employees is a way to international teams to stay motivated and successful in long run. And to wrap up discussion today, it is clear that in the world of international business, technology is not enough. We need empathy, connection, and emotional intelligence to stay healthy and productive. Thank you to my team for sharing these great insights, and thank you, Marcella, for listening to this podcast. And before that we go, let remember our team slogans: real feelings in a virtual world. Goodbye, everyone.